Life, at 28, unfolded for Lena like the intricate code she perfected in her day job, a seamless, logical dance through the currents of creativity. Hers was a world shaped by independence and creative mastery. In a snug apartment near the pulse of the city's premier design studio, Lena had learned, piece by solitary piece, to build a sanctuary by her own hands. Family existed at a gentle distance. Her parents, loving yet far away, were now a comforting murmur on late-night phone calls, never a looming presence. Routine granted her contentment, days threading through the hum of digital creation, evenings steeped in design blogs and the quiet wisdom of industry luminaries. Boisterous parties and shimmering saris felt like someone else's parade. Yet beyond the four walls of her world, the city's vast sky called her to the subtle magic of green spaces, a sanctuary in the nearby park where loneliness tasted sweet, and the heartbeat of the earth, not human voices, kept her company. That sense of calm would shatter on a day edged with sunlight. Lost in reverie, headphones cocooning her from the world, Lena veered onto a bike path, right into the path of a speeding bicycle. "Watch it!" barked a startled voice, the shriek of brakes punctuating the park's hush. Her heart seized. Yanking off the headphones, Lena's apology tumbled out in a ripple of shock. The cyclist, messy hair, an easy smile fighting for dominance over his irritation, recovered just as quickly. "You okay? Didn't mean to scare you," he panted, breathless but already teasing. "Not every day I nearly turn a designer into roadkill." Lena managed a laugh, her cheeks flushed. Something about the stranger's warmth, his face crinkling into a grin, a city dweller's rugged charm, dissolved the embarrassment. Names exchanged in laughter, Lena and Alex launched into conversation, the collision giving way to seamless dialogue. Alex, a charismatic car salesman with a teller's flair for narrative, revealed himself to be the kind of person who saw stories everywhere, on street corners, in quiet moments, in run-ins with distracted park wanderers. Lena, for her part, shed her awkwardness and offered him glimpses into her world of color palettes and screen prototypes. By the time they parted, numbers saved into phones, Lena felt a spark humming beneath her skin. Excitement, fragile and new. What began as chance meetings grew into regular rendezvous. Coffees after work gave way to spontaneous dinners and long walks, the passage of time blurred by laughter and intimate disclosures. For Lena, love became another form of creation, equal parts thrilling and terrifying, built brick by brick from mutual curiosity. Then came the evening Alex turned domestic. She entered the apartment to find savory aromas curling through the air and Alex stirring a battered saucepan, humming off-key. "Had to spoil you a little. Go on, get changed," he grinned, apron askew. As they ate, savoring conversation as much as the food, Alex for once grew serious. "I think we should move in together," he confessed, bracing himself as if expecting resistance. But Lena saw the earnestness in his eyes, the vulnerability. "I want this to be real," he said. And real it quickly became. They found a new apartment suffused with sunlight, close enough to their favorite haunts, but far enough removed to feel like a fresh canvas. The days of decorating and nesting filled them with anticipation, but reality, as ever, waited with lessons. Cracks appeared, not in the walls, but in the foundation of their expectations. One tired evening, Alex sat Lena down. "It's about us, our future," he began, tension thick in the air. "Maybe you could step back from work. Focus on our home, on us." His words struck Lena like a gust of winter wind, unexpected, sharp. "Alex, my career is part of who I am," Lena replied, her voice trembling between defiance and hurt. "I know, but isn't it normal to want more? Kids, a proper family? Maybe you at home, me providing, like it's always been for my family." Lena recoiled. The vision Alex painted was a world she recognized, but never wanted for herself. Alex's mother, Mrs. Peterson, began weaving herself into their lives, her visits like intrusive echoes of outdated ideals. "Still glued to your computer, Lena? In my day, a husband and home always came first," she'd chirp. her scrutiny leaving Lena feeling diminished. Under this onslaught, Alex's mounting pressure, his mother's unyielding standards, Lena devised a plan of survival. She pretended to quit her job, confiding in her understanding boss, and shifting to secret remote work. Every weekday, as Alex left, Lena reclaimed her work, creating with the furtive thrill of a rebellious teenager. A secret savings fund blossomed, her safety net in this delicate masquerade. But secrets sow their own kind of tension. Alex grew suspicious, Mrs. Peterson relentless. One day, Alex appeared home earlier than expected, his gaze sharp, his jokes laced with suspicion. The fear of being discovered frayed Lena's nerves, her double life balanced on a razor's edge. Days bleached into weeks, each argument heavier. Money tightened. "You need to learn to manage better," Alex insisted, his perception warped by pride and Mrs. Peterson's nostalgia for a thriftier era. Lena pleaded for practical solutions, a return to work. But the space between their dreams gaped wider. Alex's anger grew brittle, lashing out after an explosive fight over finances. That night, his accusations slurred and venomous, Lena knew she'd reached her breaking point. Gathering her essentials, Lena slipped into the night, cold air searing her resolve. Alone in a hotel room, she finally allowed herself the freedom of tears and the certainty of her next steps. By daylight, Lena sat in a lawyer's tidy office, signing her name to papers that would cleave her old life in two. The process, though brisk, felt monumental. Walking back into the apartment for the last time, Lena packed her belongings while Alex slept off the night's anger in a drunken stupor. When he finally confronted her, squinting at the bags, Lena handed him the divorce papers. "Consider this my goodbye," she said, her voice steady with strength. Alex, incredulous and half-mocking, insisted she'd be back. But Lena knew better, a resolve forged in fire. Her new apartment, modest and bright, wrapped around her like armor. She reached out to her old boss, her hands trembling as she asked for her job back. But the answer was a resounding yes. Returning to work, Lena rediscovered her sense of belonging and self, the delicate symphony of creative passion and professional respect that Alex had never truly understood. One day, an unfamiliar number flickered across her phone. Alex's voice crackled through the line, humbled, desperate. "I lost my job. Maybe we could try again?" But Lena, newly whole, met his request with gentle finality. "That chapter is closed. You should move forward, like I am." She hung up, feeling the tide of empowerment surge. Life, now, was about rediscovering self-worth, picking up Luna's favorite hobbies, rekindling precious friendships once set aside, and opening herself to the tentative possibilities of new love. No longer defined by sacrifice, Lena embraced the exhilarating uncertainty of a future shaped by her own choices.